8 minutes on the clock, first period of the night, and we're happy to have you here. Thanks for tuning in to Lynn Educational Television. I'm Sean Donahue, your announcers for tonight. I want to say thank you to my crew from Lynn Classical for coming out. We got Victor up in the perch today, bringing you those smooth, steady shots. Classical coming off of a win over Swampscott this week, 66-43 victory. Everett also coming off of a win, beating Malden this week. So we're happy to host GBL basketball as we go to half court for the tip-off. Starting for the Rams, Rolke Briarius, Elmani Garado, Marvin Avery Jr., Darrell Reynolds, and Deshaun Rucker. Starting off for the Everett Crimson Tide, Jayshawn Coggins, Allison Desiro, Leon Santos, Christian Vasquez, and Javon Barberia. Out of bounds call. Rams will inbound from the bench side. Avery with the ball, 2 on in front. Got across that half mark, passes on over. A long shot attempt denied. Almani Garado loses control of that one. Quick little shot, cleanup by Jayshawn Coggins. Coggins draws first blood of the night. Avery double teamed right off at the bat. Classical working the perimeter, Deshaun. Rucker going up for a layup. Denied, came off the fingertips of a Tide player, so Rucker to inbound the ball. Gillian is now in on the court. Gillian to Rucker. Rucker looks back, 2 on. Gillian pass over to Avery. Avery to Briarius. Avery driving in. Over to the Rucker. Rucker got 3 on, trying to keep that ball in bounds. Pass to the top of the key. Shot from Avery. Sinks it for 3. (3-2) Classical is in the lead. 7 minutes left in the first period here. Everett working the perimeter, driving inside the paint. Coggins going for his second attempt. He'll draw the foul and head to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Coggins, a junior, out of Everett. 2 on the night so far. Call it 3. His second attempt, right where he wants it. 4-3, Tide leads over Classical. Avery passes to Rucker. Rucker crosses the half mark. Gillian back to Rucker up at the top of the key. I'm sorry, Avery. Avery back to Gillian. Gillian works to pass that ball around. Out of bounds. Inbound for the Rams. Gillian will take it. Gillian passes to Briarius. Briarius looking back to Gillian. Gillian not there. Turnover in favor of Everett. Berberina working around, Avery in front, passes over to Coggins. Coggins with another. Coggins leading in sole scorer for the Crimson Tide tonight. 6-3, Everett over Classical. Rucker crosses the half mark. Coggins puts him in his place, stops him there, steals that ball away, passes out. Coggins back with it. Another 2. Coggins 8 on the night. Classical trailing by 5 here. Briarius' attempt to cross the half mark broken up by Everett. Good heads-up defensive play by Allison Desereau. Gillian inbound for the Rams. Over to Avery. Takes his time to cross that half mark. Passes off to Garado, sorry. Avery driving inside. Coggins in front. Pass not handled cleanly by Garado. Garado loses control of that. Everett to inbound from their own bench. Classical pretty liberal on any transitions across that half mark to start the game out. A shot from the three-point line coming off the fingertips of number 15, Christian Vasquez. Coggins is open in the paint. A pass attempt to him, intercepted by Avery. Avery on his own, gets past one, passes out. Gillian with the rock. Takes a shot, nothing there. Rios takes that one away, passes over to Avery. Avery with two. Avery with 5 on the night. Classical trailing by 3. About 4.5 left in the first period here. Everett working the perimeter. Coming off the fingertips of number 15. Drains it for 3. Christian Vasquez, a sophomore out of Revere. Rios. No go there. AUL onto the court. Jaden Chang to make his first appearance of the game. Everett working the perimeter. Classical giving him plenty of space to work. Pass down low to number 11, Allison Desereau. Desereau able to get onto the board. 13-5, Classical trailing Everett. Avery with a long pass across the way over to number 2, Garado. Garado passes out to AUL. AUL to Briarius, and Briarius sinks it for 2. Classical's got all their height on the court so far. Three minutes and 40 seconds left. 13-7 in favor of Everett. Classical and Everett both coming off of wins. Everett winning over Malden this week in Classical, defeating Swampscott. Classical standing at a record of 5-3. A couple of postponed games have resulted in a short change record. Everett right now 7 wins, 3 losses. And both teams vying for a win today in order to advance their placement in the GBL. After the timeout, we'll head back into Everett territory as Coggins prepares to inbound the ball for the Tide. Classical pressing now on these transitions here, getting caught a little bit out of place. Everett quick on the pass. Coggins with the pass inside the paint, goes up for the layup, draws a foul. Everett very effective on their passes today. A little bit of whistle on that ball as these guys are moving the rock around. And Coggins is heading to the line again. His first is good. Coggins, a junior out of Everett. Leading scorer so far, 9 on the night. 13-8. Tied over Classical, call it 14-8. Coggins, 10 on the night. Classical to inbound. Everett taking a page out of the Classical book, pressing on these transitions across the half mark. A long pass from Avery, intercepted by Coggins. Pass down low over to number 13, Leon Santos. Can't get it to fall. Everett comes away with the rebound. Couple of more shot attempts, and Jaden Cheng there getting busy. His pass over to Avery, intercepted. Jump ball call inside the paint in Classical territory. Substitutions being made. Steve Nunez coming in for Everett, AUL. And Cameron Rucker coming in for the Rams. Cheng will come off. The inbound for Everett up top to Coggins. Coggins looking down low. His pass intercepted. Intended for Allison Desereau. Poorly executed passes resulting in another turnover against the Rams here. Coggins driving inside, gets tripped up. After the foul, Everett will inbound far side of the court in Classical territory. 2 minutes, 49 seconds left. Classical trailing by 8. Vasquez looking up top. Coggins with the ball inside the paint. Triple team. Back over to Vasquez. Drives inside. Coggins inside. Goes for the layup. Sinks it there. Coggins with 12 on the night so far. Rutgers pass back to Elmani Garado. Not as clean. Reynolds passes over to Avery. Avery forced to get that ball back to Garado as he's double teamed. Garado with the ball at the top of the key. Passes over, gets the shot for 3. Gerardo. Elmani Gerardo wearing 2. Senior out of Lynn Classical drains it for 3. 17-10, tied over the Rams. An interception by Reynolds. Reynolds drives the length of the court, goes for the layup, and is denied. Off the Tide, Classical to inbound from their opponent's territory. Inbounding for the Rams. We're in 1. 4-0. Cameron Rucker. AUL now in on the court. AUL up for the rebound, up for the layup, able to get it to sink. AUL gets onto the boards for the first time tonight. Everett working the perimeter, trying to create a little bit of separation, driving inside the paint. Desereau. Brings a little bit more attention to himself from the stripes. Classical, the beneficiary of that call. They'll inbound from their own territory. Reynolds with the ball. Passes over to Rucker. Rucker can't field it cleanly. Now Everett on an offensive attempt again. Ball stolen away from Enrique Pinto. Another attempt, a nice layup attempt by Avery. Looked like it was going to fall for him. Avery's going to go to the line. 17-12, about a minute left on the first period. Classical trailing by 5. Avery's first time at the line tonight. His first shot, no good. His second attempt, right where he wants it. Avery with 6 on the night so far. Vasquez to Berberina. Berberina over to number 13, Santos, back to Berberina. Berberina finding help inside the paint, forces that ball back outside. The pass coming off of Pinto, intercepted by the Rams. Rams now on an offensive attempt. Pass down low, driving up, going for the layup. Can't get it to fall. Classical comes away with their own rebound. Foul call on the Rams. The Tide to benefit with that one. Santos to inbound the ball for Everett. Santos with the ball, passes up to Berberina. Berberina down low, Over to number 2, Ruiz. Sorry, that's number 3, Tyson Chun. Pass outside. Classical able to take that one away. Gillian passes over to Avery. Avery testing the waters right now offensively. Forces a pass way over. Gillian trying to come inside, passes the ball off. No possession call at the end of the game. So at the end of 1, Rams are trailing by 5. Rams are trailing by 4. 17 tied, 13 Rams. We'll be back right after this break. As both teams make the final adjustments to their game plan as we enter the final period of the half, I want to say thanks to our viewership for tuning in. You're watching Lynn Educational Television. Some of you guys are watching live on the Lynn Classical YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell for all the up-to-date live programming here at Lynn Classical. Classical to inbound the ball. Garado over to Avery. Avery with 2 in front already. Passes over to Rucker. Rucker trying to get that one to AUL. AUL loses control. Now Everett on a push for an offensive opportunity. Number 13, Santos, able to add his contribution to the board for the first time tonight. Avery's pass over to Garado. Pretty clean. Garado passes down low over to Rucker. Rucker looking for AUL. And AUL with 2 tied basketball players on him. Made it a little bit tough. 7.5, 19-13 tied over the Rams. Berberino with the ball. Everett working the perimeter. Solid pass from across the key. Vasquez back to Berberina. Berberina to Vasquez. Vasquez for 3. Can't get it. Everett comes away with it. Coggins grabs the rebound. Jump ball call. Berberina to inbound for Everett. Short pass inside over to number 11. That's Desiro. Desiro can't get it to sink. Able to grab a couple of rebounds here. They get a few more attempts between Desiro and Coggins. Desiro draws the penalty, and he'll go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Everett already in defensive position. Reynolds will come off and Cheng will come on. Second attempt is no good. Rebounded by Rucker. Avery with the ball, 2 in front. Tries to find Rucker. Knocked away and stolen by Santos. Santos passes over to number 21, Berberina. And Berberina gets that one a fall. Berberina with his first 2 on the night. 21-13, tied over the Rams. Rutgers pass over to Briarius. Arias draws the foul. Classical to inbound. Rucker will take that responsibility. Avery surveying, looking for help. Finds Rucker way up top. Rucker dishes it out. Gets that one over to Garado. Garado back to Rucker. Rucker with 2 on. Deshaun Rucker's pass a little too high. Half-court violation, Rams. 21-13. About 6 minutes left in the half. Coach Boyce, you can hear him in the background shouting out his orders. Stolen away by Avery. Avery crosses that half mark with ease, drives inside, passes over to Jaden Cheng. Cheng tries to get back over to Garado. Garado sees something different. Classical falling victim to the turnover game. Everett quite aggressive on defense, with the exception of free throws. Barbarina to inbound the ball. Gets back. He crosses the half mark. Santos back to Barbarina. Barbarina to Coggins. Coggins to Barbarina. Long pass across over to number 15, Vasquez. Barbarina passes over to 32. That's Henrique Pinto. And he'll go for a nice layup, adding 2 to the tied score. 23-13, Classical trailing by 10. Pass from Taggart, knocked away. And AUL, one of the last lines of defense against the Rams, going head up against Coggins. Coggins able to draw another foul. Coggins will head to the line for his 4th time tonight. Five and a half left. Classical still trailing by 10. Coggins' first attempt. Clean and neat. 13 on the night for Coggins. Gillian substituting in for the Rams. Soon to be spotted on the court, Cameron Rucker and Deshaun Reynolds. Coggins, his first miss on fouls tonight. 24-13, tied over the Rams. Everett quite aggressive on defense. Over to Taggart. Now Avery with the ball up to the top of the key. Passes over to Phil Zami. Phil Zami drives inside, finds AUL. AUL with 2 on. Pass over to Phil Zami. Phil Zami gets called. Turnover on possession. Coggins with a 3 attempt. Able to get that one to fall pretty cleanly. Coggins with 16 on the night, 27-13, tied. Briarius pass over to Rucker. Rucker over. Passes back to Rucker. Rucker with 2 on, in a panic mode, trying to find a little bit of help. Able to get Briarius. Briarius on his way out. Throws that poor pass at the legs of Coggins to save himself. Couple of substitutions for the Rams. Avery Jr. to come in, as well as Jaden Cheng. Cameron Rucker to inbound the ball, finds Briarius. Bree with 2 on. A pass intercepted by Vasquez. And Vasquez is able to find Santos down low. Santos with 4 in the night, 29-13. 4 minutes left in the second period here. Classical pretty dry on the scoring in this quarter. Briarius able to draw another 2, 4 in the night, with a big man wearing 3-0. Santos looks down low to Vasquez. Vasquez back to Santos. Santos with the ball, finds Vasquez. Vasquez to Berberina. Berberina drawing it out, trying to create a little bit of space. Santos. Over to Vasquez. Vasquez able to drain that one. Vasquez with 5 on the night. And Classical's got to put something together. Everett has been very reluctant to allow any movement defensively. Rams are readjusting their game plan here. And if Everett keeps it up, these guys might pull away before the end of this half. 31-15. Everett standing at a record of 7 wins and 3 losses, beating Malden this past week. Classical with 5-3 after a few postponed and canceled games. 5 wins and 3 losses for the Rams. One of those wins coming this week in the fashion of a 66-43 victory over Swampscott. We always like hearing that in the city of Lynn. After the timeout, we'll head back to the gameplay. Classical to inbound the ball from their own territory. And Everett conserving their energy. Starting in a defensive position, Avery with the ball. A little bit more movement from Classical. Rucker trying to come in. Briarius with an opportunity wide open. Has to double take it as he's seen a lot of pressure tonight. Can't get his own rebound. And the shot attempt denied. Berberina thinking he was clear and ready to go. And Classical's Darren Gillian had second thoughts on that one. Holding call on Everett. Classical to inbound from the Everett territory. Rucker to take that responsibility. Or check that. Gillian to come in. He'll inbound the ball for the Rams. Long pass up to Kenny Filsamy. Filsamy trying to find Avery. Avery with one on, locked on defense. They're not really giving Avery too much. Filsamy's shot, little short, rebounded by Darren Gillian. Gillian passes over to Rucker. Rucker goes for a 3-point attempt, stolen away. Misses that one. Everett comes away with a rebound. Everett with the shot attempt here. Denied. Great ball movement by the Tide. Coggins makes a 3 attempt and goes and tries to rebound his own shot. Great display of athleticism by the starting lineup. Classical with the challenge tonight, that's for sure. And they are certainly keying on Avery. Filsamy with the 3-pointer, little bit long. And that's Gillian who rebounds it, not so clean. Filsamy there, right in the right time, right place. Able to steal that one away. Gets it over to Avery. Avery to Rucker. Rucker driving inside. Going for it. Denied by Coggins. Vasquez intercepts that ball. Gets it over to Santos. Santos to Berberina. Berberina with the ball back. Coggins. Berberina up at the top of the key. Berberina pulling it out. Trying to create a little bit of separation and pull out one of these Ram defenders. Berberina goes right. Spins inside. And finds 32, Henrique Pinto. Pinto's shot, no good. Rebound by Kenny Filsamy. Avery with the ball, crosses the half mark. Filsamy passes inside of Briarius. Back to Filsamy, up top to Avery. Avery driving inside, going for the layup. Draws a penalty. Can't get it to sink. And that foul will send Avery to the line. 31-15, 1 minute left in the half. Classical hitting a bit of a dry spell here, scoring. Avery's first attempt. Right where he wants it. Avery with 7 on the night so far. Few substitutions for Classical. Chang on to the court, as well as Almani Garado. We'll go to the foul line for Avery's second attempt. Classical trying to come away with a rebound. Everett a little bit quicker than they are. Santos was in the right time, right place. Santos with the ball. Passes over to number 15, Vasquez. Vasquez finds number 11 inside. Desiro goes for the layup. It's in and out. Grabs his own rebound. Jump ball call. Classical the beneficiary of it. The inbound coming from Classical's own. Number 0, Cameron Rucker. Rucker finding Avery. Avery over to Deshaun Rucker. Deshaun Rucker over to Gillian. Gillian almost loses that one. Rucker open for 3. And he gets it to fall. Rucker with 3 on the night so far. 31-19. 30 seconds left. Quick advancement. Vasquez gets that one over to number 2. Layson Ruiz. Ruiz almost lost control of that one. Has a little bit of space. Called for a travel. Classical to inbound from their own territory. And Gillian will take that responsibility. Rather, he is being substituted off. So we'll look to Amani Garado. Cameron Rucker passes over to Deshaun Rucker. Deshaun Rucker driving inside, goes for the layup. Another nice 2. Rucker with 5 in the last 30 seconds. Kenny fills a me in front, knocks that one away. And falls right into the lap of Avery. So at the end of the first half, Classical battling back to get into a 10-point deficit. Everett leading 31-21. We'll be back after halftime.
Good, dude. How you?
Welcome back. The deficit, 10. The beneficiary, the Tide, 31-21 at the start of this third period here at beautiful 235 O'Callahan Way. If you're just joining us, I'm your announcer, Sean Donahue from Lynn Educational Television, thanking you for tuning in. If you're watching live on our YouTube page, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for all the up-to-date live classical sports. And Vasquez's shot, a little short. Avery with a long pass over to number 2. That's Garado. Garado passes inside to Reynolds. Reynolds finds Arias. Arias trying to pass back, intercepted by Everett. Coggins, the leading scorer of the night, passing back. Vasquez up at the top of the key, driving inside, passes over to number 11. That's Desiro. Berberina over to Desiro. Desiro driving inside, going for the layup, bounces back out. Rucker comes down with a rebound. Rucker's pass over to Avery. Not in place. And this has been an issue for the Rams tonight. Careless passes leading to turnovers, benefiting the Tide. Coggins passes back inside to Desiro. Desiro can't pull anything off. Coggins with the ball, driving inside. He's got 3 on, stolen away by Deshaun Rucker. Rucker going the length of the court. Passes over to number 2 for 3. Can't get it to fall. Shot coming off of Garado. Avery drives inside the paint, passes over to Arias. Arias gets that one to fall. Arias. Passes over to Vasquez for 3. Can't get it to fall. Avery comes away with the rebound. 31-23. Tide leading. Avery goes the length of the court. Tries to go for the layup. Draws a foul. Coggins disappointed with that one. Sending Avery to the line again. And Avery's got to sink these ones. Everett very aggressive defensively. If these guys are well conditioned and they can keep this up throughout the game, Classical's going to have a huge hole to dig themselves out of. We'll go to the foul line in Everett territory as Avery able to get that one to fall right where he wants it. Avery 8 on the night. 31-24. Classical trailing by 7. Avery's second attempt, right where he wants it. Avery with 9 on the night. Quick advancement by Everett. Pushing call on Classical. Berberina to inbound for Everett. Berberina passes over to Chun. Chun back to Berberina. Berberina up at the top of the key. Testing the waters. He's got Gillian in front. Passes over to number 32, Henrique Pinto. Pinto driving inside past Reynolds. Passes over, top of the key. Santos able to get that one to fall. 6 on the night. The assist coming from Vasquez. Rucker to inbound the ball. Everett pressing. Rucker to Reynolds, and Reynolds right back to Rucker. Rucker doing work to get across that half mark. He's got to be aggressive. Gets that one over to Avery. Avery finds Arias, and Arias able to get that one to fall. Timeout call. Arias with 8 on the night so far. 33-27, 5.5 left of the third period. Leading scorers of the game, Jashawn Coggins with 16 so far on the night. Arias and Marvin Avery Jr. kind of neck and neck for Classical. Avery with 9 on the night. Arias with 8. Classical trying to improve their record to 6-3. And Everett trying to improve to 8-3. Both teams coming off a win last week. Briareus, Gillian, Avery, Deshaun Rucker, and Reynolds in for the Rams. Everett to inbound. Coggins will take that responsibility. Rucker presses immediately on Coggins. Classical trying to press here. Quick advancement by the Tide. A pass coming from Tyson Chun over to Coggins. Coggins gets another 2. 18 on the night. Reynolds with the long pass over to Briareus. Briareus will head Deshaun Rucko will be tasked with the responsibility of inbounding. Classical to inbound from Everett territory. A long pass up top to number 5, Garado. Garado going in for the layup. He's able to draw a push call. Avery to inbound for the Rams. He finds Briareus over to Rucker. Rucker to Gillian. Garado. Push call on Everett. Gillian inbound for the Rams. Gillian finds Reynolds. Reynolds open, driving inside the paint, gets past Coggins, able to get that one to sink. Reynolds with his first 2 of the night. Coggins wide open right at that foul line, passes inside of the paint. Trying to feed Steve Nunez, the senior out of Everett. Can't get it to fall. Classical comes away with a rebound. Avery's pass over to Reynolds. Back to Avery. Avery for 3. Gets it to fall. Avery adding another 3 to the tally. 12 in the night so far. Chun at the top of the key. Passes down low. Classical's Avery going for the interception, forces that pass out of bounds. Everett to inbound from the Classical territory. Rucker will come out for a break, and Cameron Rucker will come in to relieve him. Javon Berberina to inbound for Everett. Everett taking a little bit of time to adjust their game plan. Classical pressing on these inbounds. 4 minutes left in the third, and Classical has dug themselves out of a 10-point deficit. 35-32, Tide still leads, and Classical's got to run with this momentum here. Everett can score quick. They're very aggressive on defense and quite effective when it comes to moving the ball and creating space. Everybody getting involved for Classical in regard to scoring. High scorer of the night, Avery with 12. Briareus with 8. And Deshaun Rucker with 5. Rucker hit a bit of a hot streak as the second period was concluding. And Berberina to be tasked with inbound and gets it over to Coggins. Coggins up top to Desero. Desero trying to find a little bit of space. And he finds number 15, Vasquez. Vasquez going for 3, can't get it to fall. Briarius, one of the first guys there on the attempt for the rebound, falls out of bounds. Coggins with the ball, can't field the ball cleanly, slips through his fingertips and out of bounds. Classical to inbound, and Cameron Rucker will be tasked with the responsibility. Rucker over to Garado. Garado with 2 in front, passes over to Reynolds. Reynolds finds Briarius down low. Coggins is there for him to defend. Garado's shot for 3, far out. And Vasquez able to get the rebound there. More effective movement. Poor short choice by Berberina, as there were 2 Rams in front of him. Pass inside to Reynolds. Reynolds goes up for 2, able to get it to sink. Reynolds with 4 in the quarter and on the night. Berberina with the ball, gets it over to number 11, Desiro. Desiro can't get it to fall. Avery comes away with a rebound, going the length of the court with a layup. Can't get it to fall. Briarius comes away with the rebound. He just starts to gain control of his feet right as he is falling out of bounds. Coggins to inbound, 35-34. Rams trail by 1. Gene, the senior, out of Everett with the ball. Crosses that half mark fairly quickly. Garado in front. Coggins with the ball. Goes for the layup. And they're going to count it. Coggins with 20 on the night so far. It doesn't look like they actually are going to count it. So the score remained the same, 35-34. Coggins will stick at that 18-point mark. Everett to inbound from their own territory. Gene to Santos. Santos crosses the line back to Gene. Gene to Santos. Santos outside of Vasquez. Vasquez going for 3. Can't get it to fall. Coggins comes away with a rebound. Back up top to number 13, Santos. Santos finds Gene. Gene getting to Coggins. Coggins back to Gene. Gene to Santos. Santos into Coggins inside the paint going for the shot. Contested by Classical. And Coggins is going to go to the line yet again. And he's been quite effective from the line tonight, as you can see. 19 on the night for Coggins, 36-34. Reynolds and Briarius to come in for the Rams and substituting. Rucker and Avery also in. Coggins' second attempt, in and out. Reynolds comes away with a rebound, passes over to Avery. Avery with 1 in front. Avery with the ball. A little pick on his right-hand side, takes advantage of that. Avery passes to Rucker. Rucker right back to Avery. Avery over to Deshaun Rucker. Briarius catches the air ball, goes for the layup. 10 on the night for Big 3-0. 36 all, 1 minute and a half left in the third period. Coggins loses control of that one. Avery now on the push, drives the length of the court, draws the foul. Avery will head to the line again. 36 all, less than a minute and a half in the third period. Classical digging themselves out of a hole. A lot of great adjustments at halftime and during these timeouts. 2 shots for Avery. His first. Smooth as peanut butter. Smooth as silk. Smooth as silk. We'll go with smooth as silk. Avery 13 on the night. Make it 14. Long pass. Gobbled up by Gene. Gene contested well by 2 Rams. Now there's 2 in front. Cameron Rucker gets called for holding. Rucker will come out. Gillian on. And Garado on. Everett inbounds the ball. Jean passes down low. For three, coming off of the fingertips of number 13. Santos can't get it to fall. Now Reynolds in a bit of some trouble. Avery with the ball. Drives inside the paint. Over to Briarius. And Avery trying to do the old hit him in the knees. Hopefully it goes out of bounds. And Desiro ready for that one. Desiro up at the top of the key. Passes back to number 3, Chun. And Chun over to 13, Santos. Chun to Santos. Santos' shot. Gets it for 3. Nine on the night for Santos, the senior out of Revere. Classical driving inside. Briarius with the shot, can't get the rebound. Everett comes away with it. The shot, rebound, Classical. Avery with the ball inside the paint, going up, draws another one. 39-38, 5 seconds in the third period. Avery heading in the line again. And the foul on Jean. Avery's first. Silky smooth. 15 on the night. For the sophomore out of Classical. Classical taking the lead here, 40-39. First time they've had the lead since the beginning seconds of the first period. A long shot. Far off for Santos. And at the end of 3, Classical digs themselves out of a 10-point deficit. 40-39, 8 minutes left here at 235 O'Callahan Way for this GBL matchup. We'll be back with the fourth quarter soon. If you're with us on YouTube, we want to say thanks for tuning in live. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the live programming that we bring you here on the Classical YouTube page. And boy, howdy, do we have a game. As the fourth quarter begins, Classical digging themselves out of a double digits deficit. Hitting a bit of a dry spell in scoring in that second quarter. And very active, very aggressive on both offense and defense. It's paid off for them. Reynolds with the ball, passes back up to number 2. That's Garado. Garado back with the ball. Passes over to Avery. Avery driving inside. He's got 2 in front. A long pass for 3. And Cameron Rucker can't get that one to fall. Avery comes away with a rebound and 1. He'll head to the line again. This poor man's a victim today. Taking advantage of all these free opportunities the Tide are giving off. Rams advance their score by 3, 42-39, 7:41 left in the fourth period. Avery at the free throw line. Can't get that one. Coggins comes away with the rebound. Everett now on the offensive front. Vasquez passes up. And Barbarina will end up with it. Classical giving a little bit of space. Avery barking out the game plan. And a long ball from Vasquez. Vasquez can't get that one to sink. Who's going to come away with a rebound? And Classical's Garado will play that role. Deshaun Rucker to come in for Garado. Or Avery, rather. Avery to take a break. Garado to Reynolds. Reynolds inside, goes for the shot. Coggins comes away with a rebound. Everett advancing. Vasquez. Berberina. Berberina finds Coggins inside. Coggins finds an open player. And that's Santos able to sink one and draw a penalty. Santos will go to the foul line for a shot after the foul here. Santos with 11 on the night so far. And Santos gets that one a fall. 12 of the night for Santos. Gillian over to Avery. Avery with 3 tied players on him. Loses control of that one. Rolls out of bounds. Coggins to inbound for Everett. 42-42, 6.5 left in the fourth period. Berberina to receive the inbound from Coggins. Vasquez. Back to Berberina. Berberina way outside over to Santos. Santos looking back to Berberina. Berberina finds Coggins. Coggins with 3 on. Berberina open. Berberina Santos. Santos looking for a little bit of help. No movement from Coggins. Passes over to Berberina. Berberina back to Vasquez. Vasquez back up to Berberina. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Vasquez for 3. Kid's been waiting for it all night long, and they finally got it. Vasquez with 8 on the night, the sophomore out of Everett. 45-42, 6 minutes left in the fourth period. Pinto in on the court for Everett. Deshaun Rucker inbound for the Rams. Long pass over to Avery. Avery not in position. And Vasquez will come away with it. A wide open Santos, reluctant, passes back up to Berberina. Berberina to Santos. I'm sorry, Vasquez. Vasquez back to Berberina, back over to Santos. Santos finding Pinto inside. Over to Santos. Santos with the shot, can't get it to fall. Classical comes away with a rebound. Avery trying to go the length. He's got one tied player in front of him. Avery trying to draw. Passes over to Rucker. Rucker surveying. Finds Avery. Avery with a spin move inside, passes over to number 2. And he gets it to fall for 3. That's Almani Garado. 45 all, 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the fourth period here. The Tide on the offensive front again. Vasquez for 3 again. Misses that one. Rucker's there for the rebound. Rucker's going to bring it the length of the court. Goes inside the paint, draws it for 2. Reynolds is almost there for the rebound. Bounces off of an Everett player. Classical to inbound. And Reynolds comes off with a little bit of a limp. May have come down on that ankle a little harder than usual. Garado reluctant to inbound the ball. Getting called on the delay. Fastest 5 seconds here at 2:35 O'Callahan Way. Coggins to inbound the ball. Berberina will bring it the length. Finds Coggins. Coggins inside, driving inside. Passes over to number 11, Desiro. 4 minutes, 45 seconds. 45 all. Desiro to go to the line for the Tide. That one falls right where he wants it. Desiro with 3 on the night so far. Been a force on defense, that's for sure. A great outlet and quite heavy on the assist tonight. His second attempt. Bounces up. Gillian trying to come down with a rebound. Ball's out of bounds as he can't control it. Barberina to inbound for Everett. Barberina up top to Coggins. Coggins with one in front. Coggins with the ball, drives inside, can't get it to fall. Shaim Bab comes down with the rebound. Avery passes over to number 2, Garado. Garado outside to the big man. We're in 0. Cameron Rucker can't get it to fall. A long 3 for Avery. Inbound by Cameron Rucker. Avery with the ball. Rucker with the ball. Back to Avery. Avery surveying. 4 minutes left. 46-45. Everett leads over Classical. A pass inside to Bab. Not clean. Classical with a second attempt at it. As it's rolling out of bounds. 2 Rams dive for the ball. Can't get it. Coggins to inbound to Barberina here. With less than 4 in the final period of the game. Classical trailing by 1. Barberina with the ball. Over to Santos. Santos down to Desiro. Desiro driving inside. Chang in front. Good heads-up defense by the Rams to close in on Coggins. And Vasquez. Vasquez will head to the line for his first time tonight. 8 on the night so far for the sophomore out of Everett. His first attempt. Count it. 9 on the night for Vasquez. 47-45. Tied leads the Rams late in the 4th. His second. Nut by net, as they say. And a bit of discrepancy between the referees on whether or not Vasquez will get a third. And he will. 3-point deficit for Classical. Vasquez, a third attempt. Right where he wants it, and he'll get a 4th attempt. Not sure what's going on. If we had comments on, you guys would probably lean into me. 12 on the night so far. A third of the points for Vasquez coming in the last half second. Vasquez to inbound for the Tide. Coggins with the ball at the top of the key. Nobody on. Santos with the ball after the pass from Coggins. Santos with Rucker in front. Back over to Barberina. Barberina trying to drive inside. Finds Vasquez. Vasquez to Santos. Santos to Desiro. Desiro to Coggins. Coggins to Vasquez. Coggins up at the top. Barberina with the ball. Coggins driving inside. Riarius in front. Draws the foul and gets 2. Coggins is going to go to the line again. And haven't seen much scoring out of Coggins in the second half. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. 52-45, Classical trailing by 7. Cameron Rucker can't field that rebound cleanly, and Everett's going to get a second attempt at it. Rucker, the sophomore out of Classical, Gets called again, and Berberina will head to the line for Everett. His first attempt. No good. Barberina's second attempt. Nothing but net. Berberina with 3 on the night. Reynolds now passing over Briarius. Arias able to get that one a fall. 53-47. Briarius with 12 on the night so far. Avery with 15 so far. 53-47. Tied leads. 22 points on the night for Jashawn Coggins. And 12 on the night each for Vasquez and Santos. Classical been effective at making adjustments. And right now they're looking at this deficit. They can't look any further than a mirror. This is all self-inflicted. Classical has been digging back into this game throughout the entirety of the second half. And now they're looking at a 6-point deficit with less than 3 in the fourth quarter here. Desiro to inbound for Everett in their own territory. Berberina with the ball. He's got one in front, contested pretty well. Rucker able to get in front of it, steals it away. Rucker for 2, draws a foul, can't get it to fall. Rucker's gonna go to the line. Rams trailing by 6, less than 3 in the fourth. Good heads-up play by Deshaun Rucker. Watch this young man get better and better each game. Fewer and fewer mistakes. And Classical's got a lot to look forward to in these coming years. Rucker's first attempt, no good. His second, nothing but net. Rucker, 6 in the night. Classical, little hesitant to get back on defense. Desiro had an open net and passed over to Vasquez. Coggins up at the top, one in front. Way outside to number 13 for 3. Can't get it. Coggins is there on the rebound. Coggins is there for the second rebound. Draws the foul again. And a long attempt by Santos results in a frantic Coggins trying to put it all together down low. Coggins at the line again. He hasn't had a lot of those misses. His second attempt. Nothing there. Rutgers there on the rebound. Cleans it up. Met with some pretty aggressive defense. Rutgers going to try to find an outlet pass as they're working to get over that half mark. They're able to do it. Reynolds scoops it back up. Reynolds not trying to slow anything down. Rucker with the ball. Goes for two. Draws another one. Rucker going to the line. 53-48. About 2 minutes left in the period. Rucker going to the line for a second time in less than a minute gameplay. (53-48). Rucker misses that one. Rucker's second attempt. Can't get that one. Avery's there for the rebound. Coggins too tall for him. Coggins with a long pass over to Vasquez. Vasquez up to Berberina. Berberina over to Santos. Santos holding. Back over to Berberina. Berberina finding Coggins inside. Up top to Santos. Santos and Berberina again. Berberina will take it to the top of the key. 1 minute, 45 seconds left. Classical trailing by 5. Santos driving inside. Goes for the layup. Can't get it. Babb is there for the rebound. Avery a little messy on the cleanup there. Santos to Berberina. Berberina with Rucker in front. Rucker trying to be a little bit more aggressive on defense. Vasquez to Berberina. Berberina with the layup. Can't get it to fall. Reynolds was there for the rebound and pushed out of bounds by Everett. Santos trying to get there and steal that one away. Results in an out of bounds and Classical to inbound from their own territory. Pass over to Rucker. And Rucker back to Garado. Garado now with the ball, driving inside over to Rucker. Rucker to Garado. Garado over to Avery. Avery for three. Gets it to fall. 18 on the night for Marvin Avery Jr. Garado might need to find some ankles on the court after that one, to much and no avail. Now Santos inside, goes for two, knocks Babb to the ground. Timeout Everett, 55-51, 43 seconds left. And that was a lot of athleticism in 30 seconds. Rams trailing by 4 here in this GBL matchup. Classical standing at a record right now of 5-3. Their last game, a win over Swampscott in the fashion of a 66-43 victory. Everett, 7-3. One of those 7 wins coming this week over Malden. If you're just tuning in to our live feed here on the Lynn Classical YouTube page, we want to say thanks and remind you to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for any time that we are going live. We had quite the matchup here. Classical coming out slow and steady, and Everett aggressive and fast. Classical hitting a bit of a dry spell scoring in the second quarter. The result, over a 10-point deficit, Classical dug themselves out of that hole, and now they're contending with a 4-point deficit here with less than 60 seconds on the clock. Reynolds to inbound for the Rams. Garado down there to help. Avery being sent for help. Nice adjustment. Avery for the layup. Can he get it to fall? Babb there for the cleanup. Reynolds trying now. Santos comes down with a rebound. Sorry, that was Gene who came down with a rebound. Four points, Everett ball. And the final 3 minutes in this game has lasted well over 20 in real time. Both teams got to come out of this one with the victory. I guess you could say that every game, but whereas both teams are looking at a 3-loss record, another one tonight is going to hurt in the standings of the Greater Boston League for varsity boys basketball. Everett to inbound from their own territory. Berberina to be tasked with that. Vasquez with the ball. Vasquez working. Deshaun Rucker goes for the foul. And unfortunately, the guy wearing 1-5, who had 4 in a row in his last attempt at the free throw line, is back there as the Rams face a 4-point deficit. Vasquez's first attempt. Clean and sweet. Vasquez with 13 on the night. 5 of those coming from this line. His second attempt hits about every inch of that rim, but still falls. Vasquez with 14 on the night, 57-51, 30 seconds left in the fourth period. Classical to inbound from their own territory. Fills the me in. Reynolds with the ball. He's got 2 in front. Finds a little bit of help. Rucker back to Reynolds. Reynolds trying to drive inside. And Coggins reluctant to allow it to happen. Coggins ends up on the ground with the ball, savvy enough to call timeout. 6-point deficit, 20 seconds left. Top scorers of the night, Avery with 18, Jayshawn Coggins with 22, Christian Vasquez with 14, and Leon Santos with 12. Briarius with 12 on the night. (57-51), 20 seconds left in this final period here at 235 O'Callahan Way. Well, to Everett territory as Berberina is to inbound. Vasquez can't field that one cleanly. Kenny Filzami is there. Vasquez gets back on it. Avery forced a foul. Vasquez receiving a little bit of encouragement from the bench. Vasquez, first of the night, first miss of the night from the line. Tyler Kelly now in on the court. Vasquez's second attempt, right where he wants it. 58-51, 16 seconds left. Vasquez improves to 15 on the night. Gillian to inbound for the Rams. Gillian, Kenny fills a me, over to Avery. Avery for 3. Can't get it to fall. Avery goes for his own rebound. And these are the final seconds as they tick away. Classical having their opportunity to get back into it and not coming up with the points that they need. They'll lose 58-51 over the Tide. Classical's going to fall to a record of 5-4. Everett's going to improve to a record of 8-3. Top scorers of the night, Jay Sean Coggins with 22. Christian Vasquez with 15. Marvin Avery Jr. with 18. And quite a matchup. Classical coming out a little bit slow, having a bit of a dry spell and scoring in the second half. Dug themselves out of a double-digit deficit in the third period, and it was back and forth. Aggressive defense and aggressive offense was the name of the game when it came to this second half. I want to say thanks to our viewers for tuning in here live on our YouTube channel. If you're watching on either our Comcast or Verizon channel, thanks for tuning in to Lynn Educational Television. I want to say thanks to my crew. We've got Victor up in the perch tonight bringing you these smooth, steady shots. From 235 O'Callahan Way, I'm your announcer, Sean Donahue, wishing you all the best.